Hi, and welcome to the latest wealthmanagement.com Fast Chat. I'm Diana Britton, managing editor, and today our guest is John Almeida. He's the Global Director of Wealth and Asset Management at ServiceNow. And we're going to talk about boosting advisor and employee productivity to provide differentiated client financial wellness. Great topic today. So John, just to start off, can you give us a little bit about, introduction about yourself, your experience in the industry, and a little bit about ServiceNow's strategic vision within financial services?
Hi, Diana. Happy to. Thank you very much for having me. I'm excited to be having this dialogue with you today. So, as you mentioned, I'm the global head of wealth and asset management here at ServiceNow. I've been with the firm about 15 months, and I'm part of our larger ecosystem of our financial services industries team. I have a counterpart that's also in banking and insurance and other sub-verticals. This is part of our overarching verticalization strategy here at ServiceNow, where it comes from our CEO, Bill McDermott, all the way down to me, whereby I know we're a firm that's been known and been successful in the IT workflow space, but we're also pivoting that into business solutions to business problems, which is part of the reason why we verticalized the company, so we can provide those solutions to our important financial services customers, as well as speak the language of our customers and understand their business better, right? So that's part of my mandate here. Prior to this, I was with Salesforce.com for about 4 years in similar capacities. And then I come from the wealth and asset management business, having worked at Fidelity Investments for about 8 years.
So let's talk a little bit about the macro environment and, within wealth management, what are some of the biggest challenges that you're seeing from a macro perspective?
So, Diana, I have the privilege, and I really do mean the privilege, of speaking to just about all the wealth and asset managers throughout the planet. And I have the privilege of speaking to their C-suite in particular. And it really boils down to two primary priorities that I hear time and time again in today's macro environment. And those priorities have sub-priorities as well, and I'd love to chat with you about that. So priority number one is about creating overall operational efficiencies in practice management. And that boils down to three things: people, process, and technology. When we talk about the people element, it's about attracting the next generation of financial advisor. There's really a talent war going on out there because the average age of a financial advisor right now is about 55, and 1/5 of those are over the age of 65. It's the second hardest job to fulfill right now. There's also an upward trend in M&A activity, right? We hear these broker dealers getting absorbed all the time. So it's not just attracting, but also retaining that next generation of financial advisor. Then when we talk about process, shrinking margins continue to bring daunting challenges to many firms. And we can think about the passive versus actively managed accounts paradigm. That's had a huge impact, of course, not to mention the zero fee trading paradigm that a lot of these firms are in right now. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the intergenerational transfer of wealth we've been in for a few years now. So it's about retaining those assets in addition to organic growth. Financial advisors hold less than half of a client's total assets. They need to grow that share of wallet across services and products like loans, tax planning, estate planning, et cetera, but also aligning to their clients' needs, not just selling arbitrary products for the sake of. That doesn't cut it anymore. And then lastly, technology, which is fundamental. My former employer, Fidelity Investments, had a survey recently where advisors who embrace technology are going to be the ones who scale, grow, and ultimately win. That was the bottom line of the survey that they published. But 6 in 10 of these financial advisors are not using tech to the fullest. Those who do have 42% higher AUM in their books of business. So this is about book of business coverage and scale. But financial advisors struggle because they're bogged down with administrative tasks and regulatory requirements that they have to fulfill. So they really need to think about overhauling the business with connected workflows, actionable data, and integrated systems. And then the second macro priority is about the differentiated advisor and client experience and engagement. It's about connecting the advisor to the client, operationalizing the voice of the client into your business, so you have a holistic view of the client's lives to deepen those client relationships. And a very prominent CEO recently said this during an earnings call I was able to sit in on. But the question is no one really knows how to do it, right? So this is about financial wellness, life events and challenges, and that intersection of wealth and healthcare. And certainly COVID has had a huge impact here, but FAs must act. For example, wealth and health are no longer inseparable. The Wall Street Journal a few weeks ago published this. Baby boomers' biggest financial risk is cognitive decline. And unfortunately, there's no shortage of those willing to take advantage of them. So the question is how to guide a financial advisor through these types of scenarios and turning them from product sellers into true wealth managers. And lastly, client expectations have changed. This is about impact investment decisions. 75% of wealthy millennials consider the social and environmental impact of the companies they invest in to be an important part of investment decision making. This is that concept that we hear about ESG investing, right? Environmental, social, and corporate governance. So these are the things that FAs should be worried about.
Those are great insights, John. So as you know, advisor and client expectations have changed, and the pandemic has definitely accelerated that. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that and how that can create more opportunities, new opportunities for advisors?
Yeah, happy to, Dan. I'd be happy to elaborate on that because this is a very important topic, as we all know. And I'll give you a few more factoids here up front. The age wave of 69 million retiring clients is expecting advisory firms to offer more planning and relationships as the baby boomer median age hits 65 this year. Money in motion is 350% above the normal rate as clients seek more attention. Twice as many people retired in 2020 as in 2019, and pending retirement plan rollovers are at $2.5 trillion. All this I've just said has obviously been accelerated by COVID. Advisors are outnumbered by clients and require centralized digital support to reach those clients. Again, this is a fundamental question of scale and the technology to support it. So first, firms must adjust to gain a competitive advantage in wealth management with flexible advisor-centric experiences. As I mentioned earlier, the FA role is the second hardest to fill across the industry right now. So it's clear there's a war for talent in wealth management, and organizations are making it their competitive advantage to improve their new hire attraction and onboarding experience and retention. Why, you ask? Well, the pandemic has fundamentally changed the way we work. Who knows if we truly will ever go back to pre-pandemic work scenarios? No one knows. And the hybrid workforce and workforce experiences are what your associates expect going forward. So attracting the next generation of financial advisors means organizations need to provide them with the flexibility to work how and where they want, but also deliver the right digital tools and experiences so they can be more productive and engaged from day one. It's time to rethink how work gets done across the enterprise by simplifying unnecessary and manual back office associate interactions. So then advisors must adjust. They need to deliver holistic financial wellness that can deepen those client relationships and capture those held away assets, estimated to be roughly equal to currently held assets. And again, accelerated by COVID, client preferences for wellness and reducing the risks associated with health and longevity are seeking advisors who are similarly aligned. And advisors who do not align will lose. So this, Diane, is really about four things: better relationships, better planning, that intersection I keep talking about between health and wealth care. And then we can't forget about the regulatory environment, which doesn't cease to exist either, with Reg BI and DOL fiduciary, all the obligations that advisors have to adhere to. These are all opportunities for embedded processes and automation to avoid compliance failures. Again, advisors are buried in these administrative tasks to the tune of 70 to 75% of their day, when they really should be focusing on their clients' needs.
Some great stats there, John. Thanks so much. What do you think is sort of the optimal way ServiceNow is positioned to address these challenges?
Well, Diane, it's like our CEO, Bill McDermott, says, we can be their platform of platforms within their ecosystem. We don't aim to be a firm's system of record. I know that's a bit of a controversial statement, but what we do aim to be is their system of action. It's a big difference between a system of record and a system of action. We can be that connective tissue across their front and back office operations. Employee experience first. That's how we think about it, because if you do provide the employees the tools at their fingertips to be more effective and efficient, won't that naturally, by extension, be a better client experience? We feel that it will be. And for example, in that talent war I keep talking about, by leveraging the power of ServiceNow employee workflows, our wealth management customers have been able to streamline the advisor onboarding process, reduce time to productivity, efficiently scale operations, increase compliance, support work from anywhere, and ultimately optimize the end-to-end advisor experience. We can be that single system of action by increasing efficiency, by integrating with systems of record and automating work so they can get a single lens across IT, employees, customer experience, operations, and risk and compliance with our IRM product, which is a really big differentiator for us. We can provide proactive guidance and communication, like for guided client discovery, straight through processing, onboarding, structure those unstructured processes, and expand self-service. We can empower customers by automating requests and routing to the right person or team. Think case management, work orchestration, and collaboration. We can connect teams. We can give them transparency and visibility to customers, associates, and resolver teams with a single platform. Again, Diana, this is all about efficiency and minimizing the administrative burden so advisors and their teams can focus on what's most important, their clients and their needs.
Thank you, John. Those are some great takeaways for advisors on, boosting advisor and employee productivity and, providing a differentiated client financial wellness. John Almeida from ServiceNow, thank you so much. And thank you so much for listening to this wealthmanagement.com Fast Chat. We'll see you next time.